like how soon did you start Community as the chief of staff? Which for people that don't know, what's the one-liner for Community?
Text messaging at scale.
Mm-hmm.
A new platform at the time from when we started, but it allowed you to do one-to-one messaging and one-to-many.
Yes.
Something that had not been done before at all.
Yeah, where you'd see, because I remember seeing, I was so stoked that you were there too, because I started seeing all this from a marketing standpoint. I'd see like J-Lo being like, text me at this number. I'm like, wait a second, and Gary Vee and all these people. And I'm like, wow, this is brilliant. How are they doing this? And then I found out that you're the chief of staff of the company. Like, so could we come in the office? And you said we came and checked out the office and everything.
Right. Yeah, in Santa Monica.
Yeah, it was it was revolutionizing the way that people were marketing, and we came up with a bunch of new ideas how we could use it. But yeah, what was it like in that? Was it like the transition into that space, but also being part of a company like that?
So interesting, and I think of the chapters, that one is the most dynamic, because a startup, there's like what people think a startup is. Mm-hmm. Then there's the people that have the camaraderie if you've had one. And by startup, I mean tech startup, similar to like Silicon Valley, Silicon Beach type of startup. Then there's like what actually really happens. Yeah. And that is so different business to business. I think what was interesting about Community, and I actually started working, I took the job with Community right around when we met.
Yeah.
That Sundance, when we were hanging out at a big event, that was all of the Community early people were there, and all of my documentary people were there at the same time.
Were you guys putting that event on as well?
Yeah, we threw a big party.
The documentary company.
Yes. I think the Utah Jazz were there. I think that's just so funny because it was Sundance.
Yeah.
Sundance is like, it's like still the party thing, the party text. There's a cool party over here.
It's always like when people tell me that they're at Sundance and like, oh, we're checking out a Utah Jazz game. I'm like, you're going all the way to where is it? Salt Lake. Yeah, which is like an hour, 45 minutes, an hour. But it's like, you got 4 days at Sundance max where you can really make shit happen. You're going to go watch a game.
You're going to go over here?
Yeah.
Like the skiing is one thing, but you're going to a game?
Sure. Yeah.
That's a separate trip.
Yeah.
But yeah, Community was awesome. The CEO and the two founders at the time, we just really got along well. And I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
You know this, you have only built, incredible businesses off of this exactly, which is like, what is the right, almost adjacent person to me? What's the right partner? What's the right, what am I good at? What are the things that I should be doing? And what are the things that I need to find someone else to do, but of the same quality or of the same mindset that can execute, make decisions, even some decisions that they wouldn't make themselves. Like sometimes I would have to make a decision for Community where I would think, okay, this is what I would do. And then how do I combine what I would do with what I know Community needs to do? Like, how can I put my own special Stephanie in it? Yeah. But then also make sure I'm executing what I know we need to do. And so that was what it was for a good early year. Wow. Just everyone has to take on everything because it's all you can afford. But we were moving at such a fast trajectory because the guys had created something that was, it was almost like the reason the product was so unique is because the product was excellent. And they had built it on, imagine like railroad, right? And there's the two railroads everybody's using. And there's like the one track going and the other track going. They found a third one that nobody was using, that like trains could still get on. Wow, yeah. And it was like more about them deciding which trains we're going to get on and have access to this first. Wow. And having to do like that data like analysis actually of what would be the best, because that was going to determine where the company would go.